In the small, unassuming towns of West Michigan, where life moves at a steady, predictable pace, a monster was hiding in plain sight. His name was Jeffrey Willis, a man who blended into the fabric of everyday life, a factory worker, a husband, a neighbor. But beneath this ordinary exterior lurked a predator whose actions would shatter families, confound investigators, and leave a trail of devastation that still echoes today. This is the story of Jeffrey Willis, the murderer in the minivan, and the relentless pursuit of justice that brought him down. Our story begins on April 26, 2013, in Norton Shores, Michigan. Jessica Heeringa, a 25-year-old single mother, was working the late shift at the Exxon gas station on Sternberg Road. Jessica was known for her warm smile and kind demeanor, a familiar face to the regulars who stopped by for gas or a late-night snack. That night, around 11 p.m., a customer pulled up to the station and found it eerily quiet. Jessica was gone. Her purse, cigarettes, and jacket were left behind untouched. Drops of blood stained the pavement outside, and small parts of what appeared to be a firearm were scattered nearby. There were no signs of a struggle inside, no robbery, just an absence where Jessica should have been. Police launched an immediate investigation. The blood was tested and confirmed to belong to Jessica. Witnesses reported seeing a silver minivan speeding away from the station around the time she vanished, and a sketch was released of a man seen flirting with her earlier that night, a tall, heavy-set figure with a receding hairline. Despite a massive effort, over 1,400 tips and a 75-member task force spanning local, state, and federal agencies, the case went cold. Jessica's remains were never found, and for 3 years, her family lived in agonizing uncertainty. Then, on June 29, 2014, tragedy struck again, just 15 miles away in Dalton Township. Rebekah Bletsch, a 36-year-old jogger and beloved mother, was running along a rural road when she was ambushed. A passing couple discovered her body by the roadside, initially thinking she'd been hit by a car. But closer inspection revealed a chilling truth. Rebekah had been shot 3 times in the head at close range. Shell casings littered the scene, and her belongings were left untouched. Like Jessica's case, there was no clear motive, no robbery, no apparent connection. The investigation stalled, and the community braced itself for answers that wouldn't come. For 2 years, these cases remained unsolved, haunting the people of Muskegon County. But the breakthrough came in the most unexpected way, through the courage of a teenage girl who refused to become another victim. On April 16, 2016, 16-year-old Madison Nygaard was walking home from a party in Fruitland Township when a silver minivan pulled up beside her. A man stepped out, gun in hand, and ordered her inside. Madison's instincts kicked in. She bolted, zigzagging through the woods as he fired a shot that narrowly missed her. She made it to a neighbor's house and called the police, shaken but alive. Madison's description of the man and his van matched the sketch from Jessica's disappearance. Surveillance footage confirmed the vehicle, a silver Chrysler Town & Country, belonged to Jeffrey Willis, a 46-year-old furniture factory worker living in Muskegon Township. When police brought Willis in for questioning, he was evasive, offering conflicting stories about his whereabouts that night. A search warrant changed everything. Inside Willis's minivan, investigators uncovered a house of horrors. A hidden compartment revealed a padlocked toolbox containing handcuffs, ropes, chains, a ball gag, leather restraints, syringes, vials of insulin, and a laminated diagram of the human body, marked with injection sites for sedation. They also found a .22 caliber pistol, the same caliber as the shell casings from Rebekah's murder. On Willis's computer, in a folder labeled VICS, short for victims, were photos of both Jessica Heeringa and Rebekah Bletsch. Alongside disturbing images of bound and gagged women, the pieces were falling into place. On May 25, 2016, Jeffrey Willis was charged with Rebekah Bletsch's murder. The ballistic evidence was damning. The shell casings matched his gun, but the case grew even darker when Willis's cousin, Kevin Bloom, a former prison guard, came forward with a chilling confession. Bloom admitted that the day after Jessica's disappearance, Willis had called him to a property, claiming he had a woman and there was a party. When Bloom arrived, he saw Jessica's body, face down, hands tied, with a visible head wound. He helped Willis bury her, though her remains have never been recovered. Bloom later recanted, but his initial statement, combined with forensic evidence, was enough to charge Willis with Jessica's kidnapping and murder on September 20, 2016. The trials were a grueling ordeal for the victims' families. In October 2017, Willis faced justice for Rebekah's murder. The prosecution painted a picture of a calculating predator who stalked women for his own twisted gratification. On November 2, 2017, after a swift deliberation, the jury found him guilty of first-degree murder and felony firearm possession. He was sentenced to life without parole. At the sentencing, Willis refused to hear Rebekah's family speak, blowing a kiss to them as he was escorted out, a final act of cruelty that spurred Michigan to change its laws, mandating defendants hear victim impact statements. 6 months later, in May 2018, Willis stood trial for Jessica Heeringa's kidnapping and murder. Though her body was missing, the evidence was overwhelming. The blood at the scene, the minivan sightings, the photos on his computer, and Bloom's testimony. His ex-wife, Charlene Bishop, took the stand, revealing his controlling nature and fascination with bondage. On May 16, 2018, Willis was convicted of first-degree murder and kidnapping, earning another life sentence. At his sentencing, he spoke for the first time, claiming innocence, blaming sleeping jurors, biased police, and a sensationalist press. The judge dismissed his rant, ensuring he'd never walk free again. Willis was also linked to other crimes, an attempted kidnapping in 2016 and child pornography charges from 2011 involving his teenage neighbors. But with 2 life sentences, prosecutors saw no need for further trials. Today, Jeffrey Willis resides at the Carson City Correctional Facility, a shadow of the man who once terrorized Muskegon County. Madison Nygaard, the teenager who escaped, became the key to unraveling his reign of terror. Her bravery not only saved her own life, but brought closure to 2 families who'd waited years for justice. The Jeffrey Willis case is a stark reminder that evil can hide behind the most ordinary faces. It's a story of loss. Jessica Heeringa, whose son grew up without her. Rebekah Bletsch, whose laughter no longer fills her family's home. But it's also a story of resilience, of a community that refused to let these crimes fade into the shadows, and of investigators who pieced together a puzzle spanning years. As the sun sets over Michigan's shores, the scars remain, but so does the hope that justice, though delayed, was not denied. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Jeffrey Willis case. If you found this story compelling, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.